Almost 6 years. 6 years of sheer creativity poured into one person for some subpar videos that only over 400 people enjoyed and loved. But in the end, does it really amount to anything? The reviews, the skits, the adventures. Just where does it really go from here? Do I just keep going or do I stop? Do I keep creating or do I go on a much needed break? There's honestly no real end. It's just a one-card deck. There's no beginning, there's no end, there's no second card. It's just there, standing there, collecting lint, slowly deteriorating. So I ask this, what do I do?
Well, why don't I bitch about one of my fans?
Hello everybody, GhostandGreen90 here, and Happy New Year, and welcome to 2022, and welcome back to another video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Digimon Vital Brace Model 1, originally released in early 2021 as an exercise tool for the new Digimon project they were working on. And to my knowledge, and the endless supply of videos talking about this new hit version of the Fitbit, the brace was such a smash hit that it was implemented into the new Digimon series and the reboot continuity called Ghost Game. And while I would love to talk about Digimon series for this channel, last time I did that, y'all didn't even like them, you Toku-obsessed bastards. I want to take my time to make this video as sort of a new style of reviews, where everything's scripted and professional, like TJ Omega or Javi the Hong. So with that being said, let's talk about the Vital Brace in its entirety. So opening up the box, you get your generic stuff, charging cable, instructions, but now we're getting to the main event, which includes a DIM card for Impulse City, a VS memory card, as well as the Vital Brace itself. And to talk about the Vital Brace, it's definitely a lot more high-end in quality than I was expecting. I was expecting more or less cheap plastic and rubber on the straps, but to my surprise, things are actually well put together. I mean, my only complaint is probably the charger port, but at the same time, like, everything just feels satisfying, and the way that it fits on my wrist, honestly, I can't really complain, because it hasn't given me irritation just yet. Turning it on, you get this very nice little image of a pulse as well as digital monster, and once we get all of that out of the way, now it's time for the generic setups. Once everything's set and done, you upload your DIM card, wait a couple of minutes, and then, just like so, you accept your Digidestiny when an egg hatches, and tune with your pulse. And now, you're officially a part of the Cool Kids Club. Now, like the marketing in the back of the box says, this is an exercise tool, but unfortunately, since I didn't really do much on the day that I opened it, I just fiddled around with it and played with some of the features on it. But in terms of getting motion in and heart rates, I did bounce around a tennis ball for day one and basically did generic exercises and helping around the house with it on. And I have to say, it does track general movement and the motion well, but I will touch up more on that when we get to the complaints section. Okay, so as you can see, it's currently 10:20 roughly, and I spent the entire day inside in my room with the the Vital Bracelet here. I did have to replace the screen protector a couple times because the first time around there was a little hair on the inside and it was going to bug me and it wasn't coming off. The more as I tried to unpeel and repeel it. Second time around, I used the second sheet and essentially it like bent right as I'm applying it, and I couldn't unfix it, and there was a lot of bubbles and scratches on the inside, and I didn't really want that. Third time's the charm, and as you can see, it's definitely a lot better now in terms of screen quality. There are little air bubbles on the tops here, and those will pop off and peel off with time, but unfortunately that was the only one left out of a 3-pack. Unfortunately, they're not that expensive. They were like $6 on Amazon, so thank God I managed to pick that up alongside with the Vital Brace here, because if I didn't, this thing would get screen cratched like crazy. But as you can see, turning it on, you can see right there, 10:20 p.m. I got at least 1632 points in terms of motion and roughly 2,391 steps, allegedly. I did pre-order the Digimon Tamers DIM card set, and I did order the Town of Nightmares set with the DIM card holder, which had Wizardmon on it, and then I really wanted to raise a Wizardmon, unfortunately, like that. Apparently, it's a nice little device. Okay, so it's the next day, and I did some battling with Pulsemon. As you can see, I got 2,500 points out of it. It's right now 10:35 a.m. I'm about to do some errands, and then I'm going to help my dad take care of the Christmas decorations here in a minute, because we're still up at my house. You know, it's New Year's and everything. So, yeah, I'm I'm going to do all of that with this thing on and see how it fares up when doing everyday activities and such like that. So yeah, I'll record some updates throughout the day, see where that exactly will. One of my general concerns was primarily irritation, because normally a device like this being worn for an excessive amount of time would cause irritation in the skin. But surprisingly, I managed to take down all my outside Christmas decorations with my family and break them all down and put them back into the shed with no troubles at all. And I managed to do some of the movement missions as well as all of the other trophy missions as well, and managed to get Pulsemon up to a very decent amount of ratings and pulse settings as well. And in terms of the goal missions, I managed to get all the way up to stage 6 without failing. Okay, so it's the next day, and I was trying to battle with Pulsemon, and unfortunately, as you can see, he didn't make it. Unfortunately, I tried using items through the app, and everything seemed fine. But I guess from all the excessive battling I did, he didn't really get a chance. It was close to evolving too. He was about like an hour away from evolving, and I figured I might as well do what I can with it. But unfortunately, I couldn't really do anything with it. So a little bummed out about that. But there was another Pulsemon that was included with the app, so I'm gonna try to see if I could raise that, if there's any chance. The app, originally exclusive to Japan, recently did get ported over for an English release, since Bandai was aware that there were Digimon fans outside the state. And to be honest, this app is a godsend, because this actually lets me train my Digimon as well as give it items, restore its health, so on and so forth, and give it the proper training and give it the proper attention that it needs without having it to be on my brace every 24/7 and honestly having to check my wrist every couple of hours. Honestly, I would highly recommend this, because they also did do a reissue of the app, but for the Common Rider and Ultraman themed Vital Bracelets that were released this year. Even if you didn't have a Vital Bracelet, the app still gave you a Pulsemon free on the house. So I transferred that over to my Vital Bracelet, and so far I gotten this much progress out of it, and did a lot of exercising and movement throughout my day as I reorganized everything in my Toku collection, removing the batteries out of some items I wasn't using, taking better place of my gimmicks, and of course just overall making things neat and tidy, because I'm that kind of person and I don't feel comfortable leaving all my items just lying around my room like that. Okay, so like yesterday, I was helping my family take down and basically put away most of the Christmas decorations. As you can see, we still got quite a few left over, and we still got a couple more to put away. But essentially, we got most of it done, and most of the bigger stuff out of the way. Everything's in the shed and such. And of course, there's an update here. Here is the current status of the Pulsemon from the app. I did raise it a little bit better, and I did fight at least one of the special missions, which was to fight and win 10 battles, and I won all of them in a row, and I've been winning most of them in a row as it is. And I did most of the special missions, and I did most of the tracking missions as well, getting up to stage 6. I can't get past stage 6 yet, but I'm hoping when it digivolves, which is hopefully soon, things will start to go up from there, as you can see from my overall score. So today I didn't really end up doing much, mostly because I'm not really trying to see if I can work the Vital Bracelet in any sort of way or try to train Pulsemon in that regard either. I'm actually going to be testing the battery life on the Vital Brace right now, because I charged it last night and I started wearing it roughly around 10 o'clock this morning. And the instructions say that the thing lasts up to about 18 hours. Roughly, and so far I've had it on right now, and I just now gotten to the half battery mark there. So I'm gonna see how long it will actually take before the battery dies, and I'm also gonna be taking it with me to work tomorrow, just to see how well that all works out for me in the long run. So hopefully things go a little bit better there, so I can actually test the limits on that, because I'm going to be out and about throughout that entire day. It also is worth mentioning, when I uploaded him to the app earlier, he said he was about 5 hours away from his Digivolution stage, so hopefully some point soon, either later tonight before he goes to bed, or right when I wake him up, right when he wakes up and when I'm in the middle of working, that he decides to wake up and digivolve into whatever he chooses. I'm not expecting much when he does that. I mean, I'm trying to go for like just a standard stray Digimon, because I'm not really looking for like a specific type of Digimon, but I'm just looking for a decent result. But I'm hoping not to get the Sloth, because the Sloth would indicate that I've been lazy, and as far as I've had this thing, That wasn't the case. Not even a half hour went by, and my Pulsemon did evolve into Bulkmon, like how I was originally theorizing. There's no real... I haven't really looked up any real specific way to get certain Digimon, but I'm happy with what came out with in the end. And of course, I did, like I said, I did take it to work the following day, and so far I managed to get quite a few steps in and completed a few of the mile missions, but I couldn't get past stage 6, like I said earlier. But overall, though, I did rack up enough vital points and, of course, enough experience and exercise time throughout the entire day, because my day was consistent with general movement at the packing stations, and as well as picking and packing carts, as well as moving them onto the truck like so. Okay, so it's the end of day 5 by the time I'm recording this, and right now I do have the Vital Bracelet on the charger, but I removed Bulkmon just to generally fiddle around with it in the app a little bit more, because I didn't really get much footage out of that. But so far, though, the thing by itself said it was supposed to take at least 4 hours to charge, and I was taking a look at the back of the box here, and it says do not connect it to any other generic USB charging stations, only connected to a laptop because it might break out into a fire. But I think that's only to exercise caution, because as far as I've had it and looking at most of the reviews that did come up, they said that it's fine connecting it to a generic wall socket. I mean, I only connect it to my dresser because it's right next to my desk, and honestly, I don't want to connect it to that thing because that's just the hazard waiting to happen. So I'm taking care of my I'm taking care of the Vital Bracelet very well. There were a few scuffs that I did find on it, but thank God I did have the screen protector, and those are on Amazon as well. So yeah, when I bought the bracelet, the screen protector came with that as well. I mean, as my progress increased when he digivolved the first time, and it's going really smooth, and I'm hoping to get at least a Divemon for the next evolution stage. Because so far I managed to triple my numbers from the other day, as well as train Bulkmon to his highest potential, and by the time of this recording, he's about 5 hours away from his next Digivolution whenever I decide to transfer him over again, mostly because by this time I did get the Dim card set with the Wizardmon memory as well as the holder. And there you go, it's been a whole week since I've had the Vital Bracelet. Now the Vital Bracelet, as I've said throughout the entire video, I love this thing. It's definitely addictive to just flop this thing on, do common exercises, and then furthermore, check the status of your vital points and everything, and to check up on your little Digimon in the process of it. However, though, not everything is going to be 100% perfect, so let's go ahead and get into the minor complaints that I do have with the Vital Bracelet itself. Now, like I stated earlier, I did manage to get the dim card holder with the Dynasty of the Evil set. One of the main complaints that I do have with it is that if you have more than one dim card included with it, and for example, I've been swapping between both Bulkmon and of course the in-training Yamamon here. One of the major complaints that I do have with it is that once I want to transfer, it takes a lot longer to transfer between two separate dim cards, and I've tried multiple times. I tried leaving it into the device, I've tried taking it out and putting it back in like the device is instructing me to do so, and it keeps saying that it's not at all ready for the transfer settings, or it doesn't work properly at all. And sometimes by accident, I make another Digitama by inserting the dim card inside of it. So just a bit of a minor complaint there. Another complaint that I do have with it is the watch band itself. Now, I know that I said that the thing fits comfortably onto my wrist, but putting it on my wrist is a completely different story, because the second I get the thing through the strap here, and whenever I want to put it onto the hole, I can just feel the resistance against it, and it's a bit of a trick. It's a bit tricky to finagle the actual button here to just clasp inside of the Vital Bracelet like that. But other than that, I mean, there's really nothing else to it in terms of complaints here, though. But there are some technology complaints rather than cosmetic complaints. Another thing here is that if I ever do end up getting a second Vital Bracelet and I want to, for example, transfer any of the dim cards that I have included here into the second one, that's not going to be able to happen because this thing can only take one dim card at a time. And sure, there is the lack of a sleep mode function, as well as a lack as well as a lack of another function. I'll probably put it right here on screen. But another complaint that I do have with it is that it does not have a 24-hour setting. An AM PM setting. It's just strictly 24 hours, which can get confusing most days. Because sometimes it will say 16:04, and I think, oh, it's probably like 6 o'clock, but no, it's not. I mean, that's like a minor nitpick, but it's still a complaint that I do have with the overall device itself. Now, in terms of me getting the other Vital bracelets that are out there on the market right now, because there is currently 3 right now, this being the Digivice V model, which is essentially an upgraded, more advanced version with a longer watch band, AM PM settings, and sleep mode. And then there are the 2 Vital Bracelet character watches for both Kamen Rider and Ultraman, as well as the 50th and 55th anniversary versions of both of those devices. I will not be picking those up because when I purchased this one, this was the only one that was actually being imported from Japan over here. Personally, I'm fine with where I am right now. I don't think I'll be getting a second Vital Bracelet, and if I do end up getting a Vital Bracelet, it's definitely going to be the V model for sure. But I do see but I did watch a couple of videos explaining how to remove the dim lock on all of the dim cards themselves. And I did see a couple of sellers selling basically extension bands in different colors and varieties, as well as better screen protectors, so on and so forth. So in terms of me getting more Vital bracelets, that's not going to be happening anytime soon. But in terms of me getting more dim cards, it will have to pique my interest because I do have Digimon, Renamon, and Terriermon coming out. Up for pre-order right now. Those will be coming out at some point in the summer, I think. But in terms of dim cards that I do want to get, that are probably never going to happen, is probably going to be an Impmon that's actually more expansive than just one evolution line from the Gashapon series. Another one I would really like to get was probably some from the Frontier era of Digimon. This being probably a Gunimon and Lobomon as a duo of dim cards like they did with Agumon and Gabumon. Another one that I would like to get is Shoutmon, the King of the Digital World. And I think this is going to be a bit of a curveball. I think we could probably pull in some of the Apply Monster Digimon as well, because Appmon is a pretty underrated show, and from what I've heard, it's definitely a hidden gem within the Digimon franchise as it is. But with all that being said, though, I think I've rambled on enough in this video. But overall, I love this thing. I definitely think it's a nice little tool to do basic exercise and such, and as well as a nice little watch, as well as it is being stylish for a virtual pet toy in the year 2022. But with all that being said, though, guys, I will leave a link down in the description below for you to buy your own on Amazon. In terms of getting other imported stuff, I got both the dim card holder and the Tamers dim card set from Toy Collectibles as usual, and I think that'll pretty much do it. So thank you all so much for watching. Welcome to 2022, and this is Digimon 90, signing out, and I will see you guys next time.